This video is sponsored by Blue Apron. Hey guys, Jared again. If there's one thing we at Wisecrack consume more than caffeine, it's content. We're constantly analyzing movies, shows, and video games while our bodies slowly waste away. Unfortunately, our efforts don't always pan out. Some properties just aren't as insightful as we'd like, such as the case of Suicide Squad, a film we spent hours discussing, only to come up empty-handed. There were a lot of underwhelming films in 2016, but Suicide Squad is a unique disaster. Warner Brothers thought the trailer was so much better than the actual movie, they decided to hire the trailer company to functionally rewrite the movie. Wondering why the first 30 minutes feels like a music video with too much neon exposition? Thank the marketing team. To be fair though, the trailer was pretty awesome. But despite the fact the movie got hacked to shit, Suicide Squad is still ambitious. And that's what this new Wisecrack format is all about, breaking down media that doesn't quite work and seeing what we can learn from it anyway. Think of it as a kind of autopsy, or the Wisecrack version of a participation trophy. Welcome to this special Wisecrack edition on Suicide Squad. This is another experiment for us, so if you want us to do more, let us know in the comments. The hallmark of a thought-provoking movie is its ability to introduce a theme and develop it through conflict, characters, visuals, etc. This theme, in theory, should inspire thought or feeling for the viewer. For instance, order versus chaos in The Dark Knight.
Chaos.
Family versus the family in The Godfather.
That's my family, Katie. It's not me.
Truth versus media narrative in Gone Girl.
Truth is my defense.
And the merits of punching Nazis in Captain America. In Suicide Squad, the primary theme is control. 1. Dickbag guards control and abuse the main characters, who are appropriately powerless prisoners. 2. Amanda Waller and Rick Flag control the squad with a device that kills them if they don't stay in line. 3. The Enchantress battles for control over the body of archaeologist June Moon. 4. Amanda Waller controls the Enchantress by stabbing her heart when she doesn't stay in line. 5. Amanda Waller also controls Rick Flag by exploiting his love affair with June.
I have the witch's heart, and Dr. Moon has his. Now he'll follow my orders as Holy Writ.
6. The Enchantress controls people by turning them into slave monsters. 7. Enchantress's brother takes control of this guy. 8. Diablo loses control and accidentally kills his family.
So when I get mad, I lose control, I just...
9. The Joker controls Harley Quinn through their abusive relationship. Her jacket even says property of the Joker. We've seen this theme of control throughout the Snyder DC universe.
Let's put our cards on the table here, General.
You're scared of me because you can't control me.
In Man of Steel, we're forced to ask ourselves, when metahumans with godlike powers walk the earth, how can mankind maintain control of their own society? The answer, better hope one of them is going to be humanity's savior and preserve law and order. Then in Batman v Superman, we ask, but what if this benevolent savior goes dark and trigger-happy like Batman?
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race, and if we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
How will mankind maintain order then? The answer? Won't happen, because Superman is motherfucking Jesus, and he'll even sacrifice himself for humanity. This is where Suicide Squad enters the picture. Now that Earth's metahuman bodyguard is dead, how far must humanity go to maintain control?
The world changed when Superman flew across the sky, and then it changed again when he didn't. And that is why I'm here.
If Batman v Superman explored the ramifications of a godlike being who can wield overwhelming power over humanity, then Suicide Squad is the opposite. It explores the ramifications of humans wielding overwhelming power in order to fight godlike beings. Or at least it should.
We got lucky with Superman who shared our values. The next Superman might not.
You're playing with fire, Amanda.
I'm fighting fire with fire.
Suicide Squad further explores this dynamic, best reflected in the painting in Batman v Superman. Lex Luthor uses it to remind us that even Satan started as an angel.
That should be upside down. The devils don't come from hell beneath us, no. No, they come from the sky.
He, of course, is talking about Superman, who, like Satan, could go apeshit evil at any moment. Similarly, Amanda Waller is compared to the Divine twice in the film, once as God and once as the devil.
Are you the devil?
it may be.
Behold the voice of God.
Will Amanda Waller, a righteous government official, fall like Satan in the same way Lex assumed Superman would? Will her quest for control go too far?
In a world of flying men and monsters, this is the only way to protect our country.
So what we've got here is a pretty cool thematic setup, one that's ripe for all kinds of juicy moral conundrums. Like, is tyrannical control necessary to combat existential threats, like in The Dark Knight?
This is wrong.
I've got to find this man, Lucius.
At what cost?
Or is that kind of oppression evil, no matter its justification, like in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Well, Suicide Squad is neither. So a quick recap. At the end, the squad confronts Enchantress, who invites them to join her and fight those who have caged them, i.e. Amanda Waller and the government.
Join me or die.
The squad says screw you, kills her, and then goes back to being jailed in their Guantanamo-inspired hell. Herein lies the film's identity crisis. As an anti-superhero movie, the film is asking you to identify with the prisoners. They have daughters, regrets, or are the victims of emotional abuse, and like most people, are seeking freedom.
Freedom, man. Freedom.
So we see the humanity of the so-called villains, while we see the lack of humanity of those in power.
Damn, that is just a mean lady.
It makes sense that the anti-superhero movie would use tyrannical control to complicate the divide between the good establishment and the evil supervillains.
What makes you think you could control them?
Because getting people to act against their own self-interest for the national security of the United States is what I do for a living.
Even the Enchantress is a victim of control, a great opportunity for some thematic interplay. Should we identify with the Enchantress as we do the Suicide Squad? And if not, why? Their inhumane exertion of control makes us identify with the squad and question its overuse by the government.
Toenails. Rat shit. Everything a grown fella needs like you.
Unfortunately, instead of developing this moral gray area, the film takes refuge in the lamest of superhero movie tropes, making Enchantress another bland, evil villain who wants to destroy the world with an arbitrary doomsday machine and a super vague motivation. What is she talking about? Is she lamenting that we're all glued to our Google phones and Kindle pads? I don't see any indication of that in any DC movie. So this is just nonsense, but I digress. The film is set up to ask some really interesting questions about the characterization of evil in comic book movies. What does evil look like when our protagonists are bad guys who have been oppressed, the bad guys are bad guys who have been oppressed, and the people pulling everyone's strings are also bad guys? What is real evil in a world like this?
Stay evil, dogface.
The film dances around something insightful.
We're all chosen to fail.
Yeah, I know that. Worst part of it is they're gonna blame us for the whole thing.
Don't forget, we're the bad guys.
But in the end, all nuance is thrown out the window and evil is just lazily labeled as the thing that wants to destroy the world.
Lady, you are evil. She's trying to take over the world.
Why is this a problem? Well, it robs the themes of control and oppression of any meaning. It neither develops the statement that oppressive power is necessary, since ultimately the squad kills Enchantress of their own accord.
You mess with my friends.
Nor does it suggest that oppressive power is evil, since Waller essentially wins and her corrupt status quo is reinstated. In fact, those who have been put under the control of other people almost unilaterally get the shaft. The Enchantress dies, Diablo dies, the squad goes back to the slammer, and Harley Quinn isn't even free from the Joker, who treats her like a possession.
You are my guests to this handsome hunka.
So is the film saying that control is a necessary evil? Or does it stress the value of freedom? Neither, really. It's more of a movie about subjugated people defending their own imprisonment against someone who's also been a victim of control. But not in a cool way, it's just a mess. And speaking of messes, one of the biggest criticisms leveled at the film is that Jared Leto's Joker serves no purpose. This is mostly true. However, the only part in which the Joker seems to contribute to the thematic discussion is in this line.
Do not say this oath thoughtlessly. Desire becomes surrender, surrender becomes power.
Okay, so desire becomes surrender, surrender becomes power. Alright, does this manifest itself in the film? Or is this just deliberately cryptic edge porn bullshit? If we look at the end of the film, we sort of see this play out. In order to stop the squad from thwarting her plan of world domination, the Enchantress seduces them by showing them their desires. Harley dreams of a normal life with the Joker, Deadshot dreams about killing Batman, and Diablo dreams of having his family back. Desire makes them want to surrender, and by surrendering, they would grant Enchantress power over them. So this sort of works, but does it actually say anything about the nature of control and its relation to desire and surrender? In the final cut of the film, no. But there are hints of an attempt to do so. It seems like the writer was trying to establish an arc with Harley Quinn's relation to desire, surrender, and power.
Hey, lady, I lost my pudding, but you can get it back, right?
I can, my dear. Anything you want.
At the beginning, she submits to desire by letting the Joker dominate her. But then at the end, she rejects desire and doesn't let the Enchantress dominate her. Problem is, this isn't any kind of lesson for Harley. She doesn't have a paradigm-shifting moment where she refuses to let her desires become the power of others. Instead, she's right back under the thumb of the Joker. So does this line develop the theme of control in any meaningful way? So, in conclusion, there's a spark of intelligence in Suicide Squad, enough to tell that there were likely earlier versions of the film abandoned by the studio that would have been so much better. But until someone emails me a much guarded copy of the original script, wink wink, we can only ruminate on what may have been. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know if you want us to do more media autopsies in the comments below. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace. But if there's one thing I like getting sent to me more than early screenplays for butchered movies, it's delicious free food, and Blue Apron has already got me covered on that. If you're one of the first 100 Wisecrack fans to sign up at the link below in the description, it might be your next favorite thing too. For real, Blue Apron is offering 3 free meals to the first 100 Wisecrack fans who sign up, so make sure to do it at the link in the description below. Blue Apron delivers farm-fresh ingredients that look and taste awesome. They sent us all the ingredients to make roasted pork with apple, walnut, and farro salad, and while we're far from chefs, we had no problem following the easy directions with all the pre-measured ingredients to cook a super yummy meal. And we had a ton of fun doing it. And by that, I mean I had a lot of fun watching the interns make it. If you love food and want an easy way to cook great meals at home, check out Blue Apron. They deliver fresh ingredients with delicious recipes, and it all comes in a refrigerated box, so ingredients stay good even if you're not home when it arrives. Shipping is always free, and you can skip or cancel service at any time. So if you're wanting to try out new meals and hate going to the grocery store as much as I do, or love the idea of fresh ingredients delivered to your door, check out Blue Apron at the link in the description below. And remember, the first 100 Wisecrack fans to sign up with that link get 3 free meals. Thanks to Blue Apron for sponsoring this video. That's all for now, guys. All this talking has made me pretty hungry. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.